So are we ready? Hi, everybody. I'm Aysen Milan. I'm a software architect here at White Prompt. And today I'll be talking about AWS EventBridge. So I'm going to take advantage of the opportunity to promote our online tech talks. I encourage everybody to participate. And that way we have a way to exchange information and everything tech related. So before we begin with Amazon EventBridge, I want to give a little background on what event-driven architecture is. So basically, an event-driven architecture uses events to trigger and communicate. To trigger and communicate between decoupled services, and is common in modern applications built with microservices. An event is a change in state or an update, like an item being placed in a shopping cart or an e-commerce website. Events can carry the state, for example, the item purchased, its price, and its delivery address. Or events can also be identifiers, a notification that an order was shipped, for example. Event-driven architectures have three main components: event producers, event routers, and event consumers. So there's a brief description of what this is, and I'll go into more detail of the components now. Event producers publish events to the router, which filters and pushes events to consumers. Producer services and consumer services are decoupled, which allows them to be scaled, updated, and deployed independently. Event routers filter and push events to consumers. Some examples are Kafka, RabbitMQ, and AWS EventBridge, which we'll be talking about a little further. Event consumers are user space processes that are waiting for events to occur. Consumers set up event monitoring by writing information to a monitor file, specifying how and when they should be notified. This takes us to Amazon EventBridge. So Amazon EventBridge is a serverless event bus that makes it easier to build event-driven applications at scale using events generated from your applications. Integrated SaaS applications and AWS services as well. EventBridge delivers a stream of real-time data from event sources such as Zendesk or Shopify to targets like AWS Lambda and other SaaS applications.
Einstein, are you sharing something? Because I can't see anything. Are you sharing the screen or something?
You're not seeing the screen, guys?
Yes,
I'm seeing the screen, yeah.
I'm seeing the screen too.
Okay. Okay. You can set up routing rules to determine where to send your data to build application architectures that react in real time to your data sources with event publishers and consumers completely decoupled. But as a side note, custom events are now also supported. Some of the features of Amazon EventBridge is that they're fully managed, meaning that you pay as you go. Native integration with SaaS providers, more than 90 AWS services as sources, 17 AWS services as targets, and it only costs $1 per million events put into the bus at no additional cost for delivery. Some of the key benefits of event buses and Amazon EventBridge is decoupling, meaning that API and webhooks tend to lock you into more rigid monolithic states, even in separate services. So an event bus can help your components be more decoupled, even as system complexity increases. Simplified event routing. Simplified event routing, the event bus can filter and target information in a simplified manner, where consumers only listen to events that they care about. Improved availability. In synchronous APIs, the availability of the whole system can be impacted by the failure of a single service. Moving to event-driven architecture allows for more resilience. Third-party integration. EventBridge offers SaaS integration with a growing number of providers that can treat new data in these systems as events. And that's that sums it up. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or suggestions, I really appreciate them.
I just have a little comment. It's not a question, but I had some experience using AWS EventBridge and in a search engine project, and we set them up using Terraform, and it was pretty cool because we could configure and establish all the settings of the EventBridge in there, and I just wanted to say it was really useful and it worked really well. I mean the time settings for the EventBridge were triggered exactly when they had to, and you can set up a bunch of stuff to run in them. But yeah, it was just a comment.
Yeah. Thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, is there any restriction on how the messages look like restriction in kilobytes? What's information that they should send through an event bridge? Like an event happened, or may I include also the data in the event so it can get cached by other parties?
You got me there, Nacho. That's a really good question. I'm not sure about the limits of the event bridge, but I would probably be inclined to speculate that messages need to be kept small and the information that they send and be specific to their purpose. I will look into it though.
I think you can set up, if you need to run something that could take a couple of minutes or something like that, you can just set an event bridge to trigger a Lambda function, for example, or just to run some function running on a container in a Kubernetes or something like that. So the only thing that the event bridge would be doing himself would be doing the triggering the Lambda function or anything else, and then it's off. He's not doing anything else. But
I believe that's not the case for custom messages. You can also set up custom rules so that you can include whatever you want in the detail of the message.
Yes.
So,
right.
and I guess that's more of the question, like how much information can we include in a custom message would be the question. And I don't have the answer for that. That's a really good question though.
Yes, no, me neither. I'm not familiar with that.
Anybody else curious on the event-driven architecture or AWS EventBridge?
I have a comment. I've been using EventBridge like a cron scheduler. I don't know if it's the best use, but it's working. Basically, it executes a REST API every Monday or whatever. So the issue I'm facing right now is that when this REST API has a timeout for some reason, EventBridge tries to execute it again and again. So I have to create like a patch, or I have a row in a database that it logs that the execution was done. So the EventBridge reads the database and okay, it was done already. I don't want to do it again. But I don't know if you face something like that in the past, or if there is something else we can do about it.
Yeah, I got really good suggestions from some of the architects. We can use queues such as SQS to help us with the resilience and retries and so on and so forth. Even timing can be done with SQS. So EventBridge is a really good match with Amazon SQS for these type of things.
Okay.
Hi guys, are you hearing me?
Yeah.
I just found here the one information that the event size must be less than 256 kilobytes.
Awesome.
And
Thank
then
you.
yeah, and I will send a interesting resource here from the AWS documentation. Is inside this page, there's a function that helps us to calculate the size of your message, the message that you are passing for EventBridge, and then it could be useful for everyone here.
Good. Thank you.
I'll send in a chat here.
Sure.
Go. It's there.
Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate
I
it.
have
Good presentation.
Thank you.
a question regarding the issue that Mariano explained there. So just to see if I got it right, I don't know. The solution or one possible solution maybe just to have an SQS with the failure events. I mean, whenever the event bridge triggers, check if that. I mean, if the event fails, send that to the SQS. Send the event to a failure queue maybe, and then just check that failure queue in another time basis or something like that. Or...
Yeah, you can have resilience in the queue, have it retry. You can time it, but I would put the SQS at listening to the event bridge, and then from there on, you can couple it with other components you may want. You can, but the resilience and the retries can all be done in the queue, and you can also eliminate items from the queue if you feel like you've already consumed them or don't need them anymore.
Great, thanks.
Sure.
Yeah, to add to that, I don't have much experience with EventBridge, but in general architecture, I mean, EventBridge is a message broker. It shouldn't be considered a whole scheduler, right? Actually, I personally prefer not to use EventBridge to trigger the events. I would rather put CloudWatch or something triggering the event, EventBridge to communicate the message, and then a queue and a couple of lambdas to deal with that message, Mariano. Because when you're dealing with queues, you can fine-tune the retries and the dead letters process, right? And things like that. Just, I mean, if we keep the message, if we keep the EventBridge as a message broker, that's what it does best, right? Actually, EventBridge is the internal message broker that Amazon used to interconnect all their services.
Yep.
Okay, makes sense.
Who else? Well, if no one has any further questions, I would call it a wrap, and I want to thank everybody for your time. It's been educational for me, certainly.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Have a good
you.
one.
Thank you
Thank you so
very
much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.